Nothing good. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Georgia Game Developer Association February meeting on how to publish your video game. Yay! Got a great panel of folks, and we're going to talk about it from a number of different areas. First, what you do before publishing, what you do after, and what you do during. And we'll start with everybody introducing themselves and talking about what they currently have up for people to buy, play, or pirate. Buy or play. Let's start over on the right.
I'm Joe of Puzzles by Joe. I have a franchise called Clutter that has 7 games in it that are available on a number of different distributors. They're for both PC and Mac, what they call casual download. So they're sold on sites like Big Fish Games, iWin, Game House, Wild Tangent, Shockwave, etc., etc.
I'm Dov Jacobson from Games That Work. We have a franchise as well for toothbrushing, for games to teach kids how to brush their teeth. It's on, iTunes and the Google Store and the Amazon Store now, and we have a VR version that's on Steam and the Viveport in China.
And you mentioned you're with Games That Work, right?
I did mention it.
Do not be afraid to mention your websites too. So I'm Andrew Greenberg with the IGDA, but on the game side, most of my games came out when you could still buy them in boxes at hot stores like Electronics Boutique. Which, oh yeah, a lot of So while those sold millions of copies, a lot of those experiences are no longer valid, which is why I am moderating now, since I'm getting ready to launch Noble Armada and not being one of the actual speakers. So to my left,
I'm Zane Everett. I work at Motion Reality. However, I've only been working there for a short time, so I don't have any experience publishing there. So most of my experience in this session will be about the 5 years that I spent working at Coach in Education, releasing educational products for high school biology.
Hey guys, I'm Micah Brown. I currently own a studio, actually, EPO Corp, www.eplgames.com. We have a launched, published game called Color Strike. You can find it on the apps, iOS and Android.
I'm Kevin Dressel. I'm the founder of Shiny Dolphin Games. We're a very small indie team, and we have a self-published game on Steam right now called Clash Force.
So a lot of different types of games, a lot of different experience here. So this is going to be a great overview of a lot of different opportunities you would have for publishing your own titles, especially for those of you here competing in the Best in Georgia competition right now. But I wanted to start off with a question for everybody, which is, what is the #1 thing you wish you had known before you had published a game? And I will actually start with Kevin, because we were kind of talking about this before.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing was I wish we had known to reach out to press and really do our community involvement stuff before we published. I would say we didn't exactly rush it out there, but we did it without any preparation. And so I think our launch day was kind of, that's sort of the biggest thing, I think, for us.
So when you say press, you're not talking PC Gamer.
No, we're talking like indie game bloggers and YouTubers and streamers. And all those people we reached out to maybe a day or two after releasing the game. But I think it would have been much more effective to reach out to them quite a bit earlier. This is advice I've gotten from other people in the community that have had more successful launches.
And I think that's a great point. I think another point is identify who your media is. Who are your influencers? Because it's not PC Gamer and the New York Times necessarily.
Right.
It's who are they specifically at Game Skinny and elsewhere.
Yeah, absolutely. Actually, mine is probably, can piggyback right off of that, but I think what I would have loved to have done if I could do it again is probably reach out for help first and figure out the steps that it takes to publish a game. I think that, like I said, goes right in line with what you're saying, because if you do reach out, there are a lot of people out there that have done it before that are willing to help. Something that I've recognized in my time in games is there's a ton of people that are willing to help you out with whatever you need. Not just finding talent, but also helping you, identify who your audience is going to be, identifying the market, media, different ways of doing that, different ways they've done it. I think the game industry is constantly evolving, and I think we're all finding new and innovative ways to do that. So I think that's probably something I would